Hello, squids and octolings and everyone else. This is SOS 208. Welcome to the stream. I hope everyone is having a great night. I am one of your casters for this first block, Miloq, also known as Milotic, and I'm joined by...
Hello everyone, my name is Severino, but you can call me Sib for short, and I am your fellow co-commentator for tonight's SOS for the first half. I do want to say though, I was planning to, when I was getting the commentating thing set up, I thought I couldn't do it because a little story. I ended up with this painful sore throat throughout yesterday and a little bit of this morning, but it's gone now, so I could be able to finally commentate like properly now. So happy to be here.
Famous last words.
But anyways, how are you doing, Milotic?
Tired. Just got out of bed, ready to go. Just ready to get back on that horse. How about you?
I'm honestly so ready to get this show on the road as we get round number 1 here started in just a moment here, folks.
I wonder if I could see... I believe we have our first match ready. So-called Free Inkers versus Shadow Wizard Money Gang. I am quite familiar with both of these teams, even though I think Shadow Wizard Money Gang is more of a pickup in sense. I still know the people on that team, so it's gonna be interesting to see how they interact with each other and see who ends up. Because it is pools, it's really anyone's ball game. This is just the preliminary to what's to come. We're going to Umami Ruins first, and yeah, that's a map. That's a map.
What are your thoughts on it overall? Like, do you not like it? Do you like it? What are your thoughts? From what I could tell, you seem to be a little, like, unsure about it. You have mixed feelings.
It's a map. It's a map. I feel like when it was shown off originally in the trailer, so long ago, I was like, oh my god, it looks great. And then we got it and it was like, oh. And then the rework happened and I'm like, oh. And it was like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, it's not the Reef good, but it's also not S3 Bluefin bad. It's like right in the middle for me. And Zones is also a good, interesting double zones map. Makes it so you can't Reef slide or cheese as often. Allows for different forms of play. I mean, it is zones only too, so we'll see what happens. What about you?
I mean, that is completely fair. I honestly don't mind it at all. I'm one of those players that just tolerates every map mode because, you know, I feel like if you tolerate almost every single map mode in the game, you pretty much just you can eventually become good with them, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I pretty much don't. Yeah, I don't really care too much about any map mode specifically, not even Splatzone's Umami. I just do it, you know, keep on splatting, and just have a good time, you know? Because I love the game, and I'm sure everyone can agree with that. We love the game.
Actually, I hate the game. This game is causing me so much stress lately.
Oh, okay. Dang.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
I was like, how do I say this in like a proper tone? But anyways, I think we're getting game number 1 here started here, folks. Let's see what both these team comps have.
Oh, a range blaster. Okay, range blaster.
Ooh.
Oh, ball point. Hello, in 2025. Ball point. It's gonna be ball one too. Wait,
yeah.
What are they cooking?
I see. Yeah, I'm noticing like a lot of different weapons that we don't normally see in today's meta. Yeah, this is definitely gonna be quite an exciting match.
Also, I just want to point out, it is what is that? I don't know what type of carbon it is, but that's the chump one, and I'm instantly really excited. Also, Entry, hello. I think it might just be the map, but we see 3v3 already on the board. 30 seconds and specials being popped, vacuum coming out. It seems like so-called Free Inkers is trying to make an advantage here. They might be able to get the zone cap, and they do, pushing Shadow Wizard Renegade back into the trenches.
Yeah, right now we see the Splatana player having their Booyah Bomb ready. We see the Wavebreaker coming out from the side of the Range Blaster. But unfortunately, though, it is not able to enable the Range Blaster to go in, not without its teammates. We see the Booyah Bomb finally coming out from the sword, and this does enable the teammates to push up. Chump's coming out from the Carbon Roller here, and yeah, so far, the so-called free inkers are doing a pretty solid job just taking control in offense.
You see the Carbon getting behind the pen, meaning no more cooler for Shadow Wizard Renegade. They are able to get 2 down, trying to neutralize this zone. Already 24 to 100, but another, I think that was a Tri-Slosher kill on the right side. Nice direct from Comet here as they try to fight for this zone. They just need to hit the other one, but you need to watch out from behind from the Carbon, getting 2, going down to Bomb, giving a 2v2 situation here as so-called free inkers regain control of the zone.
Yeah, despite the Carbon going down, they were able to get 2 massive picks there, allowing the free inkers to just go in. But we do see the Shadow Wizard gang trying to push in from their right side. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough as they kind of got themselves a little bit out of position there, enabling the members of Free Inkers to just go in and have control of the zones in top mid and getting themselves the knockout in round 1.
And it's just that simple with zones. If you get one good hold, you're just able to run that counter down. And I don't think so-called free inkers had ever gotten a penalty, if I'm not mistaken. They were just able to send Shadow Wizard Money Gang into sort of a stagger of sorts. I felt like they were never always alive at one time, and that really just hurt their re-entry into zone. So props to so-called free inkers there. Now we're going to a map that is only hold. Like, if you don't hold, you don't win. And it's so hard to retake with ship shape because there's only so many areas you can go. I always personally say go left, then focus right, because if you just drop right, you're already fighting at disadvantage. So but this is also a reef slider map. Will we see a reef slider here? But we already saw a double fizzy from so-called free inkers with the Tri-Slosher and the Carbon. Will we see a third fizzy from the vanilla ballpoint? That's what I want. I want to see that.
What about a quad fizzy comp? What do you think of that?
Wait, what was the last weapon? I forgot.
I honestly forgot. Listen, it's been a long day for me. I tend to forget things, if it's been a long day for me, so...
No, that's fine. I mean, honestly, literally any fizzy weapon could be of worth. I don't know what it is, but let's see if our wishes will be answered. Splat zones, ship shape, cargo company. Okay. Custom range blaster, let's talk.
Yeah, and I also see the 2 gal coming from the Shadow Wizard. Is it Shadow Wizard Money Gang? It's I couldn't even tell.
I think it is.
Okay. But yeah, I do see that the Zinc Mini just popped out from the side of the free inkers.
Yeah, very dominant showing here early on, as we see a little team fight on the top side. Nice teamwork from the Carbon and the Stamper here. The Range Blaster trying to drop from left isn't quite able to. It goes in with a Kraken.
What a
stability special these days.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I was immediately thrown off right there. But right now we do see Shadow Wizard Money Gang able to take out a couple of the members from the side of free inkers, and now they're finally able to get control here. And I think with this new comp, I think it's really working out for them.
Oh yeah, they are. I think their aggression is on point. They're able to slow down the other team, which is nice to play even more aggressive. We see Sin here trying to poke from the top right, isn't quite able to find anything. They do have that 2 specials at the ready, but we'll see if this Zipcaster will be able to do anything. Sin's going up, going in with a Zip. They are able to neutralize zone. The lead swap was now in favor for Shadow Wizard Money Gang. Nice pick from the Zip. The 2 go down, and they are not able to hold the zone.
Despite having really solid teamwork, they just weren't able to get the zone here. But looks like on the side of Shadow Wizard Money Gang, we see the Wiper trying to paint up the zone here, but unfortunately gets taken out along with Pencil here. But we do see the Kraken coming out, able to take out not one but two members. Even though like the Kraken it wasn't the Kraken, it was the Ranger Bastard throwing its bomb at the Stamper there. And just like that, Shadow Wizard Money Gang was able to get a knockout in round 2, and we're heading straight to round 3.
What just happened? Well, that was not the same Shadow Wizard Money Gang from the first game. They kind of just did what so-called free inkers did to them, but faster. I don't know what, like, not much changed, I don't think, besides the lack of fizzies. Maybe that's it. Go back to playing fizzy bombs.
That probably is it. I agree with you 100%.
I mean, there was no reef slider. There was it was a similar map-ish structure. You get one hole, you lock out. There's only so many ways to re-enter. But maybe it was the fact that it was a single zone and it won't less attention to be split. I don't know. But Shadow Wizard Money Gang, they figured it out before I could, and they took advantage of it.
Yeah, that might be it. And yeah, I think like after what happened in the first game, I think they just like immediately forgot about what they had to what they just did. And just went ahead and reset themselves, and sure enough, they were able to just lock in in the second round, and just not letting any of the members of Free Inkers from taking control there.
Okay, it's Mahi Mahi. This is the zone, one of the zones maps. And this is pretty fair game. Lots of ways to re-enter. We see a Forge Pro coming out. Okay, and we see no more fizzies. They got rid of all the fizzy bombs. So now they have full aggro. Let's get into it. Okay, let's see what happened.
So far, we do see things are just looking pretty neutral between both these teams. I guess like what they are trying to do is just trying to get one pick, and if they do get the pick, that'll enable them to get enough control here. We do see the Carbon player going down on the side of Free Inkers. But now the Stamper goes down, and now we see with Shadow Wizard Money Gang trying to push up here. They are throwing all of their resources at them, able to get a trade, one of them at least. And we see one of the players try to jump out, but unfortunately gets taken out by I believe the Kraken. And we see the sword just blinking.
What is the sword doing? Okay, but we're about to reach 60 points. The map is actually going to become playable. The sword goes down. It seems that so-called Free Inkers is trying to recap zone. They have the Zuka at the ready, but they get shot out by the range. And it is just the Stanford left in zone, but they are able to cap it. And now that penalty is reset for Shadow Wizard Money Gang as so-called Free Inkers make their push. Then gets another pick, sending Shadow Wizard into a stagger. This is the part of the game where you need to establish paint. And you gotta get that hole.
Yeah, and right now we do see the Blaster able to take out the Splatana, as well as the Carbon player, enabling now using the Kraken, trying to go for one more pick and trying to survive here. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get anybody there, but this did enable their teammates to take out the Zinc Mini, who is trying to survive with the Bubbler.
Ooh, the Carbon sharking here. If the range shoots at the sledge, it's game over, but they're seeming to just look for an opening. One goes down, Stanford, and here goes the Carbon. Carbon's on the move. They're trying to, but they get found out, and the lead swaps back to Shadow Wizard Money Gang. So-called Free Inkers needs to find some footing here. They need the specials. The time is ticking out, but Shadow Wizard has this hold. They have the power. What needs to happen to finish this game out? As we see Kami here poking the sledge, just throwing bombs. That's what they need to do. But here comes the push.
Yeah, we see their specials trying to be used out there. Bubbler, Zuka, just coming out. Will those resources be able to retake the zone? One player goes down, and they are able to retake it. What an incredible clutch save there from the side of Free Inkers.
Alright, now this is a neutral thing. We got half the game gone. Kraken coming out, trying to put some pressure onto the Stamper. They do jump out. Booyah Bomb comes out as well. Shadow Wizard is in control of the map right now. They have 10 points remaining. Great. Penalty is
And
counting down. Cooler comes out. Carbon trying to make a move here in mid. Isn't quite able to find anything. Gets punished for it. The bubble is coming out. It is the fight for mid as two go down. So-called free inkers, giving Shadow Wizard Money Gang more control.
yeah, it looks like what we're seeing right now here, folks, is probably something that we've already seen before here on the side of Free Inkers. Them trying to paint up for many resources that they possibly could, but the Zinc Mini was taken down by, I believe, the range. We see all the specials being used, but unfortunately, though, they did get taken out. And Shadow Wizard Money Gang was able to get the knockout in round number 3 and is able to win the first round of this set.
Okay, that first game for Shadow Wizard Money Gang, they were sleeping. They were sleeping like I was 10 minutes ago. That's what they were doing. They woke up now. They're awake. They showed it. They brought it. Give us a set. Get to game 3, and they finished it up. They're like, "Oh, you want the first game? You can have it. We're gonna finish it the rest." But oh my god, I totally blanked on the word penalty. By the way, that's why I just stopped talking.
No, no, it's
I just could not
okay.
think of it. But Shadow Wizard Renegade just was able to exploit the flaws that they found from the first and second game and just really bring it to their advantage game 3. And I feel like their comp just allowed for better use of the terrain rather than so-called free inkers. They so-called free inkers were able to get back into the zone and put up a fight and get the retakes when they needed it.
Yeah. And also, I thought we were going to see a quad of Fizzy comp. I really wanted
What
to see it.
happened? They don't listen to us.
Not to bring that back to the table, but come on. It would have been nice to see some quad Fizzy action going on. But regardless though, really fantastic job coming from both of these teams. I think so-called free inkers definitely had their fumbles like during the last 2 games, but I think this will hopefully let them be able to learn from their mistakes and hopefully they'll figure something out in the next set. But yeah, we will go ahead and wait in just a moment here, folks, as we get round number 2 or set number 2 going on in just a moment. And we're back, everyone. Hope y'all brought your snacks and drinks because we are getting set number 2 started in just a moment here, folks. Alrighty. Milotic, what do we have for who are we going to see fight in this set?
So we are going to see this is a pickup, not a put down. Maybe put on my reading glasses for that. Versus Event Horizon. Let's just say I am also pretty familiar with some of these players. I've seen them around here and there. If I'm not mistaken, Event Horizon might have a well stringer. Maybe. I can't remember. And I do know the fish. Those are probably the two players I know the most. The fish is a scary carbon player, let me tell you. They're carbon, oh boy. But will they play the funny carbon? Will they play the funny carbon? That's the thing. We could either see the chump one and fizzy, or zip. I want to see the zip one. I think, hot take, I think that most of the zip weapons are underrated. Like Squiffer, fine. Carbon, fine. I'm forgetting what else has Zipcaster that's short range, but that doesn't matter.
Usher Deco?
That one's fine. Tetra, fine. I think Zipcaster is just more technical, but that's besides the point. This is not a how are we gonna pick up, not a put down? Can I just say put down? I don't know. This is a pickup. That's gonna be worse than the penalty. But
I think like what I would say like when calling this team is just say pick up, put down, pick up, put down.
Okay, pick up, put down. Okay, got it. Zone Taggle, other classic. This one's actually not that terrible. No, they don't. Oh, I think I mixed up my players. Oh, I think I did, but we do not see a backline from the Event Horizon. And we see an edit, but the longest range in the room is the edit.
Alright, I see you there, Event Horizon with the backless comp. Yeah, I'm very curious to see like if they're gonna be a little bit more, I guess, like divey this time. But we'll find out soon enough, as we do see both these teams just fighting for control here. But the Carbon just immediately rushed in, is able to take out the decap as well as the S-Blast. We did see another player on the side of Event Horizon go down, but we weren't able to see what was going on over there because of how explosive pick up, put down just did there.
Oh my god, it is. They are doing some diabolical things right now. Pick up, put down has all the control in the world right now. Zuko coming out at the really important choke point to get out the map. Livich is just camping this tent as Event Horizons tries to build up some specials and getting a nice pick from Velvet. Strikes are coming out from Sandros. Getting that pick on Velvet. We're only down to 30 seconds. The bubble is coming out. They are trying their best to get a retake. They have the Reslayer. Reslayer comes out. Will it be enough to cap the zone? And it's not. They are able to neutralize it and they go down. Seems like pick up, put down wanted to put down some ground rules for the set as they get a very convincing game one.
Wow, that was such a clean game from the side of pick up, put down. They just did not let any of the members from Event Horizon go down, despite a few of the members on their end going down. They still just were able to not let that bother them and just went ahead and retake the zone after the reslider has been used from Event Horizon. So really good clean hold from them.
I think it was just unfortunate because they had the bubble up, everyone was up, they were going at it, and then the Carbon gets a pick, and then another one goes down outside the bubble, and then it's just two in the bubble, and then Reslider comes out, and there's just no one else left alive to help paint the zone, and then curtains close. Very strong showing from pick up, put down. Now we get to a map where it isn't all about. I lost my train of thought. It's a different type of map. It's a different type of map. We have grates. We have something well, this would be good for the edit. This is a great edit map because you have that run speed you can run across, so that edit should really shine here. I want to see what Event Horizons brings out to counter their range issue. I think that was probably one of the biggest factors onto why they couldn't establish a good hold. They got locked out pretty fast, and I think maybe if they had a little bit more range to that, they could have fought more from a distance and protected themselves. But then again, they could just shut me up and say, okay, we're just going to win with what we played and then be amazing. But crab leg is crab leg.
Yeah, especially since like this map mode in particular can be very stally in once when a team has control over it. But we have game number 2 started in just a moment here, folks. And let's see what both these teams are picking up here. I don't see any changes coming from the side of pick up, put down, and neither. Wait a minute, was the Frozen Pro picked up in the last game on the side of Event Horizon? I'm not sure.
Yes,
what
it
do you?
was.
Oh, okay, so pretty much
different.
two teams.
There's a pencil. There's a pencil.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
You're good.
But,
you're good.
All right. What do we have going on right here, Milodic?
All right, we see Galaxy getting a nice pick onto the Frozen Pro before getting punished, but the Carbon Goranson gets 2, causes the Frozen Pro to end up jumping out. Event Horizon did have the first cap in that zone, but it was not to last that long, as pick up put down is already spread out throughout the map, ready to establish a hold. The T-Tech trying to get a little sneaky there and get a cheeky pig, isn't quite able to as the pen dances across the grates. Decap does going down. Event Horizon does have 3 specials. The missile stun do come out, but I think it was used a little pretty early. It is just the Reef Slider alive once again.
Yeah, and we still see the T-Tech just roaming around on Event Horizon's spawn here, but does get taken out here. We do see the Dread having its Reef Slider ready. I guess they're just trying to wait for their teammates to push up with them, when they activate the Reef Slider and everything. We do see the Tena missiles coming out from the side of the of Event Horizon here, trying to push the teammates in push the team up out of different positions here. But unfortunately, and this was able to work out very well as they were able to retake the zone and get a few members from Pickup Put Down.
Alrighty, Event Horizon does have control of the zone. The Carbon does go in, trades with the S-Blast. It's just the T-Tech in the zone right now. It is a 3v3 situation on the board. They do have Tri-Strikes. Waffle here trying to dance on the right side, trying to distract some attention. Ending up getting the Frozen Pro. No missiles for a while, but the specials are coming out. No one seems to be paying any attention to the Waffle now as they get a tiny bubble up in zone, and they are able to maintain their control.
Oh, we did see the T-Tech trying to be a little risky and try to take out the Decav as they were activating the little baby bubbler. But unfortunately, though, the Decav caught them and was able to take them out as well. And now we see the Dread just trying to take out I believe it was the Carbon. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was the Carbon, but yeah, they were able to take it down. Has Reef Slider ready. From what I could tell, it looks like they're just waiting for the teammates to jump back to, come back to respawn and just try to activate it once they have another special ready to go.
Alright, 2 minutes left on the clock. We had the Event Horizon was able to get some points on the board. The Galaxy going down to Sandbrews. They have their Reef Slider at the ready. They have their bubble. What they don't have is that much time. They only have a few seconds left in the penalty, and from there it goes by really fast. The missiles being forcing Event Horizon to drop in zone. 2 going down and pick up put down. This is the time to recap, and they do get it. Pen is left alone on the top left as they're getting chased down that S-Blast and a kill. Hello? Never mind.
Nice.
And now it is the Event Horizon's time to get some points on the board.
Yeah, we did see this the S-Blast trying to keep an eye out on anyone from Pick Up Put Down, trying to take left here. Unfortunately, did get taken out by the Carbon as they have their Zook already activated, now enabling the members of Pick Up Put Down to rush in and retake the zone here. But unfortunately, though, it wasn't enough though, as the members of Event Horizon were still able to take out, were able to get control and still, survive with all their might. But unfortunately, though, Pick Up Put Down was able to retake the zone, and some of the members of Event Horizon either went down or had to jump back for safety.
All right, we have a minute left on the board. We're at the same situation we were at last time. The bubble comes out. Carbon is being menacing in this corner. They are able to get the pick, but I do not see the T-Tech underneath the grate. Velvet drops onto it, trying to fight it. Isn't quite able to get it, but they are able to neutralize zone, and they are able to get back. It is just the decals left in the zone. Will they be able to finish it? No, that's a wipeout for Pick Up Put Down. 20 seconds left. Event Horizon is going to have to move really faster if they want to neutralize that zone one more time.
Yeah, and now the Carbon is using their Zook, trying to pressure the members of Event Horizon to move around out of position here, and it's really working out for them as they were able to get a wipeout, and letting their teammates just go in and take them out during the process, and able to get the knockout. Was it a knock? Oh no! Able to win the second round of the set.
Yes, indeed. Very strong showing from Pick Up Put Down. They are definitely trying to put down this win as a result. This tournament win as a result. They want to go for that great white. If you know what I mean, get that little Senju badge, little perk. But yes, that is 2-0 for Pick Up Put Down. Hey, we can't say nothing about Event Horizon. They were able to get back in. They were able to cap the zone. And they were able to put up a fight. I think they did pretty well with what they had. What I liked about them is they were jumping to a teammate and not all the way back to spawn. Because I feel like if they always jump back to spawn, you're just losing so much time. And against a comp like Pick Up Put Down, you don't have that time. So I think it was a really valiant effort from Event Horizon, and I'm sure they'll do great in whatever bracket they get to next.
Yeah. From what I could tell, I definitely had noticed a change once round number 2 started. I think in the first round, they definitely felt a little bit off guard with what they had to with what comp they had to fight. But then afterwards, they were like, okay, we now know exactly what to expect from this team. Let's see if we can go ahead and try to work that around. And wait a minute.
It's our next match time. We're ready for the
it's our next match. I thought it was a... I low-key thought that this was a play all 3.
No. Best stuff.
Oh, okay. My bad. Listen, I've been playing in a lot of in a lot of tourneys that do a play all 3, so I kind of got a little bit confused there for a moment. My bad, sorry.
All good. Now, I believe this is the correct set. I am not 100% sure, but Peekaboo, Raise the Line XP Discord. I might just say Raise the Line because that is a fire name, low-key. And once again, maybe I just know a lot of people, but I know some people here.
I only know one. That's all I could say.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is. But yeah, Makomar Splat Zones. That is a classic map. Now, I've seen a fair share of Peekaboo. They're gonna run double Reef Slider. It's gonna be a Dreadringer, Dapple, and Wiper. I think with Pen.
That definitely interested me, because when you mentioned Dapples, I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm interested. As you can tell, I started picking up Dapples recently just for some experimentation, and I low-key like the weapon. So I'm curious to see what the Dapples might be pulling off here in the first game. But yeah, we'll find out soon enough. But it looks like the first round is going to be Splatzone's Makomart Do you think we
You
might
see
see a
Mako?
carbon? Oh,
Yes, absolutely. Nedja plays carbon. We will see a carbon.
dang.
Absolutely. A carbon in
Low-key,
almost every set. Isn't that crazy?
low-key, I feel like we've been seeing carbon on the rise recently. Like a lot of rollers have definitely been quite a common sight to see in competitive.
I wish in my from the bottom of my heart that Swig would get the representation that it deserves. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it.
Nah, I agree with you
I
there.
like
I
rollers
agree with
with
you there.
splash walls. I'm an S1 Koro main till I die, but
Wait,
oh,
remind me again what Koro roller had in Splatoon 1? I forgot. It's been a while since I played the
so
game.
that was splash wall and Inksuka.
Oh.
So basically, it's basically Swig and Carbon Deco in this game.
Oh, wait, you're so right. Oh my god.
Yes.
Yeah, you're so right.
I love Koro. I wish they brought it back, but they're not. It's okay. Anyways, let's get into it. Last one's Mako Mart. Was I right? Okay, so they're just messing with me now. Where's
Dang.
the dapples
No,
and thread?
where's the
the heck?
dapples? That's what I want to
What the heck?
know.
I guess
I
not.
was so looking forward to seeing dapples. Well, you know what? Whatever. It's okay. If these guys want to run this comment, then I support this comp. Then I support them. But
I don't support
anyways,
it. Anyways,
what do we have here going on here, Mylodic?
all right, we see an early cap from Raise the Line. Ichigo trying to play on that right side before getting poked out by that big bubbler. And as soon as I said it, now Peekaboo has control of the zone, but two do go down. They have this ultra stamp in zone going after the decap. They are able to get it. The bubble being wasted. Nice hammer throw, isn't quite able to connect, as it is just a paint fest in mid right now. As lots of flanks, there's lots of utilization of these sides here, but Razorline does have control of the zone.
Yeah, Yeah, definitely a crazy start between both these teams, but finally, Raise the Line is able to take the control here, and yeah, we now see the pencil just being a little bit more up in Peekaboo's stacks here. We do see a lot of flank attempts coming from Peekaboo here as they try to take a left flank. But unfortunately, though, they do seem to be struggling a lot to survive in those situations. And now we see the Reef we did see the Reef Slider earlier from the side of Raise the Line here, able to put the members of Peekaboo out of position here. They've been doing a pretty good job, and I'm sensing that we might get a knockout from them.
Oh, jumps into the bubble, only 10 seconds left. There isn't quite enough time. Am I just mixing up my players and weapons? I feel like I might have scammed myself. But yes, game one does end up going to Raise the Line. A very strong showing from them.
Yeah, like, honestly though, I low-key was expecting both these teams to go a little scrappy, to go for more scrappy fights along the way, but no, we just saw Raise the Line just able to completely just set the tempo and just having a lot of control here. Despite dealing with the flanks, it didn't really bother them that much as they were able to get the control here. And yeah, speaking of the flanks though, from what I could tell, this Peekaboo seems to be, kind of they kind of did this method where one person just goes in and just hope for the best. Don't you think?
Yeah, honestly, they were just like, okay, we're gonna go in, we're gonna outmech them, and we're gonna win. And that's what happened. Because if I remember correctly, Raise the Line had I don't even know, but they had very fighting weapons with the 96 Tetra, etc. And they were just able to rely on, yeah, there we go, Stanford, decap before. They're just able to put up the aggression while also having the paint to back it up. But now we're going to the map where there isn't a lot of room to go. Spot zones on Museum. Similar comps on both sides, except we see the Crab Edit come out alongside the Cooler Rapid from Peekaboo.
Man, I am so excited to see credit still being used out in competitive, because I like credit more than a regular headed, in my opinion. So hopefully we'll get to see some crazy stuff going on from them. But anyways, we do see things again, kind of similar to how they were in Makomar zones. Just things being neutral and scrappy. And now Peekaboo is able to take the zone first here. Or wait a minute, it was actually Raise the Line that got the zone first. But now we saw Peekaboo able to take control of the zone now. And now finally, Raise the Line is now able to finally take control of the zone and try to get a potential push going on.
That was a very unfortunate autobomb death.
Yeah.
We see that may just be what Raise the Line needed to get a stronger hold. The Junior going in, Battle Junior is active. Bubble comes out. They are just trying to paint the zone here, kind of sitting inside to save the other bubble before getting on the aggression here. They're fighting in the right corner, trying to find something out. They aren't quite able to connect with anything and making a safe jump out to a teammate, but Tetra does good. It is a 3v3 situation on the board. 40 points remaining. Navy gets a nice pick. Can they get two? Can they get two? Oh, they aren't quite able to find it. They panic, pop Crab, and that's 2 down on Raise the Line. 3 down now. This is perfect time for Peekaboo to get back in the game.
I know, like we were anticipating in the credit to get a double there, but I think the survivability really paid off for them as they were able to not only stay alive a little bit longer, but this did distract the members of Raise the Line a little bit. So good on the credit there.
Indeed. Now this map is pretty good for Rapid Blaster. I think we are going to be, as long as Spongy can get in the positions they need to. They have the cooler in mid. Timer's ticking down. They can definitely swap the lead here. That is the main goal. Is support here on the right side, getting a pick on the Stamper. They didn't seem to have cooler. 2 dropping in zone. Spongy getting another one. The Roof Slider coming out. Spongy versus the world here, trying to support the team the best they can. Isn't quite able to connect with the pen. Oh, maybe I speak too soon. They get the pick. They're able to jump out.
That was incredible from Spongy there. Able to get like so many picks left and right here. And this did let the members of Peekaboo 2 just go back in whenever they can. And yeah, and we do see Peekaboo just recollecting themselves after the members of Raise the Line were trying to retake the zone here. They were able to, but unfortunately, thanks to Spongy, they just were able to not to let go positioning at all. And now we do see Raise the Line trying to push up again. We see an aggressive headed out there, or aggressive pen coming out, but unfortunately does get traded by the credit there.
Both 2 people trying to camp that Stamper recall. They are able to get a Junior going into the zone, getting punished by the Kraken that penetrates all. As you see Ichi on the right side trying to find Drew there. Isn't quite able to connect, but they are still fighting. Raise the Line is about to finish their penalty as time ticks down, but they are Peekaboo is able to neutralize it as they almost get capped. It is just Ichi here getting the pick on the Ultra Stamp. This is great for Raise the Line. They are able to get their teammates back in zone. 2 go down, both the painting weapons, and a minute left on the board. This could be a lead swap.
Sure enough, it is. Now all Peekaboo has to do is try to, crush in. I feel like this is their only last resort here. All their specials are being thrown at them, but unfortunately it wasn't enough as Raise the Line were able to win round number 2.
Did I just see a slider get a triple? I wasn't too sure, but I think
maybe
I saw a spider get a triple, and that's Zone's culture at this point, and I really hope it's not that for the 4th installment, because I would kind of cry if Undercover gets Reef Spider one more time. Just give it splashdown. Give it triple splashdown. That would have been so much better. But anyways, Raise the Line finishes out the set 2-0. Peekaboo did almost, they were fighting. They wanted it so bad. They were almost there, and then something slipped, and Raise the Line was able to take note of that. And it's like, oh, you messed up. We're gonna move in now, and that's exactly what they did.
Yeah, I also do want to give a special shout out to Peekaboo during round number 2. I think they did. I think they were learning. I think they learned a lot from their mistakes in round number 1. They just like were able to like go in together as a team and supporting one another. Case in point, coming from both the credit and the rapid pro, they just were able to like help each other out, help out their teammates, and just enabling them to go in. It really is unfortunate though that they had a fumble that enabled to raise the line to get that lockout and just were able to get that complete knockout there. But still, honestly, that was incredible gameplay from Peekaboo there, and I really do hope that they will do well in the bracket that they will be assigned in. And speaking of here, folks, we will be taking a break in just a moment as the staff tries to organize the bracket setups, and we will see you all in just a moment.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Swim or Sink 208. This is Great White Bracket, and we're getting straight into it with AUNTIE versus... I'm blanking on the name because I switched tab. Come on, stream. AUNTIE versus Cyan Hardcore. I am Milotic. Sabrina, what do you have to say about it?
I am just very looking forward to it. I wish I could say that I wish I could say a little bit more about both these teams, but to be quite honest, I'm not familiar with almost all of the players, but I do know one particular player, in particular, Blaster from Cyan Hardcore. Although, before anyone asks, no, just because they are named Blaster does not mean they actually play blasters. So, I'm sorry to disappoint everybody.
That's okay. And I am disappointed because before we left, I said, oh my god, we don't have to play Robozones. That's Robozones. See it again. Love Robozones. So much ways to approach. You can get sneaky and place a beacon underneath their ramp, and then no one will find it, and then you can always jump to it, and it's really funny, especially if you play Neo Sploosh, but I doubt anyone's going to be playing Neo Sploosh, especially on these two teams. But these two teams, I believe in them. If they pull out Neo Sploosh, I will be gooped and gagged, and I will eat my hair tie. But I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, I don't like Robozones. Do not like it. I just don't like the game, honestly. Who needs Splatoon? Who needs Splatoon? Who needs Splatoon these days? Any strategies you think they could use here besides Dream Slider Cheese and then Crab and then Try Strike and then Pencil, obviously, and then maybe a bubble or two?
I don't blame you there, Milotic. I honestly am not the biggest fan of Splat Zone's Robo Ramen. As someone who is a dualies player, I feel like for me though, personally, V-dualies just tend to struggle a lot, and that's why I'm not the biggest fan of Splat Zone's Robo Ramen. Definitely, like, if I were to put it on, if I were to do a tier list and I had this as my option, I would put that in the lowest tier for me, at least.
You said dualies, right?
Yeah, I'm a V-dualie player.
Okay. So since you bring up the dualie, so I know Divya. Divya is a dualie player.
Oh,
but Divya, they're an AUNTIE.
Ooh.
Oh, they're a dualie player. So they have three options: go with the crab, go with the splashdown, go with the bubble. Honestly, dualie got fed well in this game. All three kits have their ups and downs.
Yes, sirree.
They're all really solid, and the main weapon itself is not terrible. It's actually pretty good, especially for Robo. If you can get set up and like on the opponent's glass, you can just totally lock it down with like a bubble, splashdown, or a crab.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting into it now. We see the bubble. That's what they've chosen to go.
Bubble
and we see the RTL mini coming out from Cyan as well. The crab stamper from AUNTIE.
Yeah, some pretty interesting weapon comps that, again, we don't typically see right now in today's meta. Maybe like a few weapons or so, but it's nice to see that some of these weapons are being picked out for today's SOS here, folks. But anyways, right now, we see AUNTIE having a lot of control here. We do see some of the members of Cyan Hardcore painting up for their specials in order to get themselves back in the zone and try to even be a little bit offense. The strike coming out first. Will Blaster be able to use the Zuka? It looks like they are, and it looks like from what I could tell, they're trying to use it to shred the crab here, or trying to enable their teammates to go shred the crab here, but I think it did work out for them, and now Cyan Hardcore is able to take control of the zone.
Yes, we do see two going down on Cyan Hardcore, but they do still have lead for the zone and now have lead as they're slowly picking up the members of AUNTIE. The Stamper making a safe jump out in a great positioning to use that crab. AUNTIE now has the tools to get back into zone as the crab is pushed to low ground. Zone is neutralized, but Cyan Hardcore is holding strong. Nice little 1v1 down here, but does everyone's out of ink? Will they really? Oh, the team comes to save them as AUNTIE recaps zone.
Really good teamwork coming from both the Stamper and I believe it was the Hedit. I'm not too sure who it was that helped out the crab sword there, but anyways, with AUNTIE finally now able to take control of the zone, the strikes come out from Cyan Hardcore, able to retake the zone completely, and now the bucket player trying to be a little bit more aggressive here alongside with the rest of the teammates here. And now they have control of the choke, allowing the pencil to have control over glass.
He fell to the bottom. Yes, 3 minutes left on the board. Cyan Hardcore is about to get rid of their penalty. Zuko coming out from the V-Shot, canceling the grab. 2 going down on AUNTIE. Strikes coming out. They are able to paint over it. Cyan Hardcore is looking really good here for this first match. As we reach under 30 ticks remaining. No, it's just a scrappy fight in mid at the moment. Julie's going down. They lose control. It is neutralized. But the bucket gets behind the other bucket. But 2 going down on Cyan Hardcore. And AUNTIE is able to recap the zone.
Yeah, really good save from them. Like, they were able to just, like... despite the amount of pressure with the points just going down in Cyan Hardcore's favor, they did not let that slide. They played this very patiently and able to came in clutch and just able to retake the zone. And now, from what I could see, the cooler coming out, we see the crab in position on glass here, now trying to enable the Sword's teammates to push up a little bit. We do see the Bubble Doolies trying to spam a lot of fizzies at the moment, which, you know what, fair enough, because, yeah, you know, I actually did the same thing before in Robo Ramen with Bubble Doolies, and it's quite fun, all things considered.
Indeed, Cyan Hardcore is able to get that cat back on zone 2 and still penalty onto AUNTIE, but 2 going down, meaning AUNTIE can get right back on their feet, and the bucket goes down. They do have the Zuka. They will have to make a play with this, but 2 more go down, and so does the Zuka, leaving just the pen in base. AUNTIE is now pushing onto that elbow. Special's almost at the ready. Bubble going up. It is looking like a hard lockout from AUNTIE.
Yeah, with that bubbler out, it just really helps the members go in. It just really helps the members of Cyan or AUNTIE, sorry, to survive just a little bit longer in Cyan Hardcore's choke there. But yeah, like, even though like all the specials that Cyan Hardcore used, it still just wasn't enough, as AUNTIE just calmly and patiently just were able to get back into the zone, into mid, and just retake the zone, and just able to get a knockout in round 1.
I'm really tired. But yes, I do want to say AUNTIE was able to get in there. They had the paint, they had the resources, they had the coordination. The 3 keys to success. Cyan Hardcore also had that. But sometimes had less than AUNTIE. But I just want to say something about Edit, because we've seen Edit quite a few times during this tournament today. I don't know if it's just me, but from what I've heard, Edit is not favored in the meta right now, or not as favored as it used to be, just because of the uprise in leaders and Pen once again. But the thing is, those have always been here. And yeah, we've only had so many weapons added since the last update cycle. And I don't think that much has really changed to say, oh, it's bad now. As we saw AUNTIE making full use of that Hedit with the paint and the cooler and the aggression that AUNTIE needed to keep Cyan Hardcore out. Will they keep running it? Absolutely. I think Cakes is just a Hedit main. But it is great, great as a whole, as the solid backbone. And honestly does Heavy Splatlink's job better. Sorry, V Heavy.
Yeah, and as we see here, folks, game number 2 just started here. I don't see any changes from the side of AUNTIE, but I do notice that one of the members from Cyan Hardcore switched the shot to the S-Blast. Definitely let's see if this will make a change here as these teams try to fight for control here. But as we see here, though, Cyan Hardcore immediately was able to take control of the zone.
Indeed, S-Bus unfortunately going down, but Syrie here on the spinner is able to lock it down before getting shot out by that crab. Specials coming out, including Tri-Strike, 2 bottom right, Velvetto dropping onto it, getting 1 and second with the help of a teammate. They are able to neutralize zone. Going after this mini, but isn't quite able to finish off the pick. Last is just trying to get as much paint on the ground as he can, zuking into that corner, and they are able to hold on to zone, getting it down to 60 points, as AUNTIE is struggling to find their opening.
Yeah, and right now we see just a lot of trades coming in from both these teams here. We see the Crab Sword just trying to stay alive as best they can, able to get a trade on the mini, I believe, and now we see the strikes coming out from the Cyan Hardcore's bucket. Unfortunately, it does get taken out here, and now it is just the mini and the pencil just trying to retake the zone here and just waiting for their team members to get another push going. But we see the bubbler coming out from the side of AUNTIE here. The bubble dualies is just able to take out the S blast, and now they're just chilling in the behind spinner and trying to go for a pick, but unfortunately wasn't able to.
That is going to be the lead swap for AUNTIE. Blast is able to cancel that crab. They are able to focus their specials onto the zone. 2 going down,
Whoa.
3 down for AUNTIE. That is a wipeout for Cyan Hardcore. Getting that zone back with Cooler, ready to try and get the lead back. Cyan Hardcore has lots of paint in mid and the Cooler alongside it. They definitely have, if they can just stay alive, they can definitely get this lead back. But AUNTIE is not going to make it easy.
Yeah, and we do see the crab coming out, be ready to go from the side of Cyan Hardcore, as this will enable the members to go in. We see it now activated, but unfortunately it did get shredded by the Zuka. And 3 members were trying to go in with the crab, but unfortunately all of them just went out. And Cyan Hardcore are still keeping this push alive, are still keeping the zone.
Oh my god, 10 ticks left, 2 people up on Cyan Hardcore. AUNTIE is able to recap. And Syrie making the executive decision to jump out and keep their peace as AUNTIE regains control of mid and is whittling down on their penalty to try and get that lead back once again.
Yeah, all AUNTIE needs to do is try to push up a little bit, take out a couple of members from Cyan Hardcore in their plat in order for them to go to their spinner and try to take it in order to have a lot of control here. But unfortunately, though, one member goes out, but it still didn't not affecting them. With all of these specials going out, they're still able to fight for a lot of, they're still like surviving, but unfortunately though, while they were able to get the lead flop, they still got taken out by Cyan Hardcore in the process. Wow, what a scrappy, that was such a scrappy fight between these 2 teams.
We have a minute left on the board, 10-7. This is such a flip-flopping game. It is like I'm on the literally leaning. I'm in that one medium of the gamer pose. I'm locked in. Strikes coming out. 2 going down for Cyan Hardcore. It is just Syrie in zone at the moment. They aren't able to hold it. The remaining 2 going down for AUNTIE. AUNTIE is trying to lock this out. 30 seconds left. The crab coming out, trying to poke at that back, trying to mitigate any other specials from coming in. There is no Zuka to counter this crab this time, as AUNTIE is just firmly holding their ground here. Cyan Hardcore can't find a way in. They are able to neutralize, but not able to hold it.
We now see the cooler coming out from Cyan Hardcore. All these guys need to do is try to get the zone and try to retake it. But unfortunately, though, at least the penalty from AUNTIE's end did go out immediately once they were trying to retake the zone, and AUNTIE was able to again get the knockout and win round 1 of Great White Bracket.
Oh wow, that was a great second game. I'm not the I have no idea. Made it clear.
I agree with you there. I agree. That was quite a nail biter, that game.
I don't like Museum either, especially on zones. But these two teams made it really fun to watch. And Loki make me want to play it, but not really. I think, but Cyan and Hardcore, they were able to get in. I think Cyan and Hardcore, once again, they had those moments of where they got the wipeout. They were able to get back in. They were able to get that hold. It was so bad, but I feel like AUNTIE, because they are more established and have been playing together longer. They have the chemistry. They had the chemistry and the coordination and the special usage to finish them out. I feel like Cyan Hardcore definitely took notes from first game, and they did apply some of them to the second game. But I feel like AUNTIE was just able to adapt faster. I think that's really what happened there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. But still, that was absolutely incredible to watch though. Like Cyan Hardcore really put in like so much effort into the plays that they try to do, and they definitely worked out. But I think there was just some fumbles that happened as they were trying to hold zone and everything. But still though, like they really just absolutely made a massive, similar to the last game. I believe we saw an incredible change coming from Cyan Hardcore, and they did such a job, just able to retake, just able to do a lot of pushes and everything. So yeah, honestly, that was just an incredible game to watch, honestly.
Yes, indeed. But I do think that concludes our time here tonight. Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me at Blue Sky on Twitch. I pretty much just talk a lot about my competitive Splatoon journey, so if anyone is interested, you can follow me there. But if you also just want to see some IRL shenanigans from me, just about my crazy life in general, you could just follow me on Blue Sky. But what about you, Milotic? Where can the people in chat find you?
You can find me literally everywhere at MiloQ with 2 U's. Pretty much any platform that I'm on. I stream very sparingly. I like to draw. I play competitive a lot, so maybe if I'm around, just shoot me up, say hi. I'll be there. But yes, we will be passing it off to our next set of amazing commentators. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after the short break.
And we are here with Sliver Pick number 208, taking a look at Great White Bracket. As always, my name is Rocket, joining me, Jorian, my great buddy of mine. We're taking a look at round 2.2, looking at Splat Zones. Macomart here. And yeah, Jorian, we kind of know what to expect from teams now making it in Great White, of course, the best of the best, the quality, of course, but there is always going to be favorites in these tournaments, and this one is no different, just taking a look at who made Great White.
It's so funny how you said that nonchalant, honestly. But it kind of shows that how much we've been here before. Right. And if you don't know about that, like about saying how long we've been here before, it's because we've seen these people so many times. Like, we're not new to these. We've been here for like a solid, well, Mark, if you've been here for a year in like comp or 2 years, I've been here for like 4 years or something like that. That we know that for Peyton, Candy, Proto, Peyton, aka Squeaks, Blob, and Rusty, but Peyton is a dead name, so don't call Squeaks that. And for Venia Sana Dolor, that is Spanish, by the way. It's Luis CL, the editor for Chara. Luis, Whipping, and Bonk. Whipping and Bonk. Well, Whipping is a new player. Lewis is, I think, one of the like new gens coming up as well. And Bonk and Lewis CL, they are all OG players from back in Splatoon 2 days, basically. But basically, one thing to know as well, Rocket, this is a special West. If you didn't notice in the map pool, it's all zones.
Zones, of course, we always love, always the classic mode, always the favorite for these players. And speaking of these players, we'll be seeing them on Macomart zones first to begin with, and my eyes immediately go to Bonk on that carbon, I would imagine. We've seen them several times, at least I've seen them personally several times, running those rollers, and of course, very fitting to their name being Bonk. What are they going to do? They're going to bonk you on the head with that roller, and Payne better watch out for that. And the reason why I want to highlight them in particular for Macomart is, I mean, it's just the perfect breeding ground for it. It's the perfect map, just given the angles, just given the map placements, just a lot of corners where you can take advantage of such a weapon.
Well, honestly, for the side of Peyton, I feel like, if I remember, they might have a carbon as well, or like a bowler on their side, but it's kind of been a little bit too long that I kind of forgot some of the players. But I think if you want to see something like that, that would be Rusty. But Proto, they do have a shot. That's what I know for sure. As we're going to be going to the game, actually, Proto actually is going to be having a sword special, but they're going to be going in with the... That is a bubble mini Splatling. What?
Yes, that is a Zimmy. It could be really useful just to get control or hold control of that left stack or any of those really tough contested positions. But you do already see Bonk actually on a V-roller instead of a carbon, providing a bubble of themselves. So we're seeing bubble V-roller gameplay. But specifically want to take note of Peyton. They don't really have a true backline here. You really have the Stamper being your longest range weapon. So they're playing a lot with that more quicker pace, trying to get these fights going. And that's something that then can definitely take advantage of, considering they do have that pet.
Yeah, and as we'll be seeing Venya some more. Venny. Let's call them Venny, by the way, because that is a very big Spanish name. We're going to be seeing them actually holding on to really well with the S-Bot guys coming in for the charge in the corner. The mini spotting is going to help them a lot too, as they're going to be trying their best to stay alive. But for really even aside Peyton, actually, that's what I'm talking about. They had a chance to stay on this up, but they were too spaced out, and now we can see Venny actually staying in the zone altogether. And they're going to be multi-bombing off the special, because you can see on the top, they have no special anymore. They use them all to actually cap the zone.
Peyton does have a bubble, which they will use. You do also have that S-Blast Booyah Bomb coming out right on cue, just to try to regain control here for Peyton, trying to slow down the push and slow down the hold that Vinny has built up. And they do manage to get so in quick succession just because of that superior paint and range that they will have. But where Peyton may struggle is against this more firepower. You see Bonk continuing to be a very annoying presence in that bubble, trying to find some more picks, trying to chase this gal out, but the penalty points now no longer a factor for Peyton. You do see right on cue the Vinti are right back in there with that counterattack.
As going to be seeing as well with the Booyah Bomb coming out from Block pretty soon. Or no, not from Block. I mean, it's from the spot. It's from the, the sword. They used it just immediately right now as well. So that's going to be helping him a little bit. But didn't do as much because the Blocky blocked a little bit of the path. They actually aimed it to the wall, so that's gonna be funnier. But we're gonna be seeing right now for Peyton. They do a BM event to aim to the slot shoot, and they do get it, but the sword in the corner whipping. They're gonna try to go for 1v1 against Candy, and they actually are still going to be avoiding them in the corner. Opponent trying to do help. The bubbles are going to be going really well on the right corner if they do use it, but with 32 ticks remaining, it's most likely going to be solved for them as you're going to see the blue coming out again.
And just like you mentioned, Proto in this such advantageous position on the right side with that bubble. We were just mentioning it, how powerful it can be, and causing a very big ruckus on that right side, forcing the specials out of Ventubai. And you see now 10 ticks left on the board for Peyton to potentially take this one, but here comes the last hurrah. Nice direct from Rusty. Can they get the second in the bubble? Not quite, having to run away from that, unable to live to fight another day as the rest of the members of Peyton falls, including Proto. And you see now Anti just going in with all these players, that numbers advantage, and Tri-Strikes the boot as well. This could be a very great opportunity for them to flip the script.
It is so fortunate for Varsity that they lost to 50-50 in the bubble, because actually I think they did drop wall straight above them, but the shot actually didn't come out for the close range. But we're going to be still safe for Benny that they're going to be staying alive still, just holding on to the stacks at least, and that's going to help them so much. I'm going to be seeing the Tri-Strike to help even more with the counter Tri-Strike from the other side, and more burst ones coming up as well, but with the bubble as well and the Booyah coming out as well, we're going to be seeing them stalemate, and the penalties are going to be just basically both at 54 or 55 at least, as we're going to be seeing Peyton just take hold on the zone and 2 down basically altogether.
Yeah, Bonk managing to find one of Candy, but forced out on that right side. You now have slowly but surely Peyton regaining that control, a 2v4 advantage in Peyton's favor in that mid area as the rest of the players, that bucket getting cleaned out. Bonk trying to make some presence on that left side with that bubble, but being forced back eventually. Time is running out for Venti as they continue to get constantly pushed back. Tri-Strikes are not going to be up in time for this retake. You only have the Booyah Bomb, and you have Luciel going down on this right side. Continuing to move forward is Peyton, creating so much space from them in between the zone, and you see just like that, Peyton constantly applied that pressure and are able to take game 1.
We did see Candy at the end actually going all the way to the right side to actually punish 2 players on the side of Benny as well. Yeah, on the side of map. The main thing is we saw Popoto and Candy and Blob and Rusty, they went all the way through. And the main thing why they went all the way through is because they know they can do aggression. And that right corner, it's going to be was a really scary part for Benny because they had to go in with those specials as well. There was no one on the right side because we saw what happened on the right side at the end of the match. It's when they dropped in, we saw that Poto was able to run through them when they had the bubble open with the splatting as well. So just in a DPS kind of matter, and with the bomb sets, they didn't actually have that much in that ending because we saw Booyah bombs and all that come out in the end as well. But now with ship cargo on flat zones, we see a zone in the middle that is just a straight line. There's a little bit of edges on the corner to be nice, but we're most likely going to be seeing the same weapons, right, Rocket?
I would imagine so, but I feel like it would lean now into the favor of that pen comp. You can really take advantage of the range that you have, and something that we didn't really see them really being able to do, Venti, just to be more specific. I mean, you saw Bonk constantly creating some space, creating some plays with that bubble on their own, but it was actually Peyton with Proto on that Zimmy themselves providing that more, I wouldn't say specifically more useful bubble, I would just say more effective at getting their bubble out, just to be able to create that space, and more intentional and more effective spots. Actually, I will retract, more effective spots they were actually be able to do just because of the amount of specials they were able to force out. You saw the Tri-Strikes constantly being forced out onto the bubble and not onto the zone. That's really where we saw the difference maker be. But now on a map that, like you mentioned, is just a long path, we could see that range advantage now come into their favor.
Yeah, the main thing is just, you know what, for our sakes, I searched up the translation for Avenia Sana Med Dolor. You know what the translation is?
What's up?
Come and heal my pain.
Come and heal my pain?
That is the translation for Avenia Sana Med Dolor, and that comes from Lamado de Emergencia from Daddy Yankee. I most likely butchered that whole translation, but that's from a song, from a Spanish song that it's from a chorus. So, okay, their name is now Come and Heal My Pain. So, this map definitely it's gonna be a pain for them for sure, guaranteed for that. But if they go to a game 3 as well, that's even more a pain because of slider cheese. And the Buddha can auto cap it as well too. So either way, we just need to see if Helping Heal My Pain can actually hold and just not suffer into Payton's aggressiveness. That's the main thing we need to see.
To continue the joke, in order to heal their pain, they got to get this one back. Of course, best of 3. So if they lose this one, they're obviously eliminated from the tournament. So Payton have them by the ropes, but I do think they have the means to really get back. You saw that they showed some great fight, get control into the zone. It's just they were unable to get back into that zone once you saw Payton just constantly applying that pressure on the right side. So now that they're ready for that pressure, let's see if they do stick with that same comp. You do see the same, I believe, from both sides. It does look like both sides really stick. And actually, no, Lewis going with the Winter Rapid now to provide that said range that was sorely missed in game 1.
Well, Ripping actually is duping with Proto on the bubble spotting, the Zemi to be exact. Actually, so they can actually do a bubble war in the middle, which is helpful because again, you can look, the divot in the zone goes down, not up. So basically with range, they can do really well with Lewis's blaster as well. That's going to help them as well. Like, I think if I remember Lewis as well, Lewis CL, they were a blaster main, a round blaster main at the start of knowing them. So seeing them play in again now with the cooler special, that's going to be helping their team go all the way more aggressive. But as we're seeing right now for Payton, they're getting the lead right there and also getting the AoE buff, but 2 down. That's going to be swapping over to Payton again. Wait.
Yeah, not only will Lewis have that cooler for the rest of Heal My Pain, but also they will have that poking ability. And you see it proving wonders right there, managing to take one onto Rusty, but like I was talking about, really finding a nice counter to that S-Blast on the other side. So both sides now have similar killing abilities. Really the major difference is a Gal on one side for Pain and Bonk on the other side for Healing My Pain, really just being the difference here, with Bonk now naturally returning to that Carbon for a little bit more in your face, more of that aggressiveness, losing that bubble, but of course the Zimmy is there for the recovery. But now still both sides just desperately fighting for that control. It does look like Payton's counterattack is being thwarted though, as Heal Your Pain will continue to chip away at that penalty points.
Yeah, but 2 down as well from Coming Heal My Pain and 2 down from Payton. We're going to be seeing 3rd down from Payton, but Bonk actually getting the lead right there, doing the 1-2 combo with the splash, with the burst hammer and the hammer down with the Carbon Bullet. I'm going to be seeing them going for a little bit of a bad way. Candy, who's on the 52 gal. Yeah, on the 52 gal, the main aggressor, but Rusty getting actually undermined and getting shot with the Trizuka point blank. So we're going to be seeing for Coming Heal My Pain actually reviving from their pain and actually getting the zone down to 33 ticks.
Yeah, and it's really big surprise for me is like, you have this range that Payton has, and really the only longer range weapon that you have on Heal My Pain is going to be that Winter Rapid, but it seems to be doing wonders in completely solving all the problems that Heal My Pain had in that previous game, which was just trying to approach and get back into the zone. You now have Luciel on this right side, being able to provide Overwatch and providing the opportunities needed. And speaking of opportunities, Bonk finds one, managing to find one onto the pen, continuing to try to come back, wrap back around, and force these players on Payton in very difficult situations. But hey, you see them just with wonderful, just really wonderful improvisation, being able to find a couple more picks as well, and that is a quick retake for Payton.
Yeah, that's going to be a quick retake for Payton. No penalty at all coming too, but Bonk able to actually bonk the head of Candy with the 52 gal. And I'll say Bonk and not players soon enough, but because of range, they didn't get the hit, but they almost got the hit themselves against Lewis CL, who has run the blaster as well. So we're going to be seeing with 53 hits on the side of Payton. They're going to be able to reverse sweep this right now if they want to, with 2 down on the side of Coming Heal My Pain. We have Bubble coming out as well for them. They can counter bubble right here if they want to, but no, they're going to actually hold it on and aggress even more. The bubble right here will be more important because we're going to see 2 touches coming out as well. Here we see.
And we know how dangerous Proto's bubbles can be. We saw it previously, finding one onto Lucio. No more range will be had, no more cooler. We have Proto finding a second one, taking out both Lewis's on Healing My Pain's side. And with the final ticks going down, it seems like a very similar story to what we saw on Makamar Joyan. Very strong start from Heal My Pain, but afterwards, Pain just able to put in the dagger, get back into the zone, and leave Heal My Pain no opportunity to get back in. And yet again, they got that game, and now they get that set. Moving on in Great White Bracket.
Did you just say Pain and just gave them pain?
Yes. Yes, I did.
That makes sense because literally what we saw all around it's just coming from my pain was able to just hold it all the way through down to that 3 mark. That was really good for them to get the aggressiveness, but at the end we saw that Peyton was able to just lock in already and just use the special, use the aggressiveness that they had to go all the way through. And because of that, if you saw at the end as well, Lewis had tri-strikes ready. But at the same time, too, we saw Put pop up the bubble. And it's like on the side where we saw the tri-strikes come in, they actually hit the bubble. So it actually cut through and they were able to paint for the side of Peyton. So with that, we are going to be seeing them move on to fight against Moonlight. Yeah, they're fighting Moonlight. Yeah, basically, like have fun with them. But we are going to be seeing more teams coming out now.
Yeah, we're taking a look at Duck Motif versus Reload. Now, Duck Motif really needs no introduction in their own. I mean, many could predict, the seeding does predict as well, that we will see a Moonlight Duck Motif finals here in SOS, but on the other side, kind of illustrates a very different story. Reload, they have been the Cinderella story of this Great White so far. In round 1, they were faced off against number 3 seed, Grim Range, and they 2-0 swept them. Rest in peace, Grim Range Blaster, I miss you. And continuing on with that kind of Cinderella story, round 2, they got the upset over AUNTIE as well, who we saw earlier on stream in round 1. So they've been on a roll, haven't dropped a game in Great White yet, but could this be the moment they meet their match, or can they continue on and, hey, surprise us all?
What are we going to be seeing? Why is Duck Motif here?
Why not?
Why not? That's true. Well, no, the main thing is, no, this is the real question. Why is Reload here? that's the more crazy question.
I mean, if I were to speculate, maybe get more of those Sendu Q points. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Sendu finals is coming up soon, so this could be the opportunity. Or this could be just peer pressure of just like, hey, you see Moonlight profile, I want to play in this one as well. I want to go in and just continue to get good practice, and this is exactly where you could have it at, of course, with the North American League going on right now. Could be the opportunity just to really try out some new things. I've seen a lot of changes from both. I know Moonlight has been experimenting with, of course, Basil on that E-leader. Of course, that hasn't been that has been very successful for them, but this could be the opportunity for teams like Reload and Duck Motif maybe to get a little bit more of that extra practice as the North American League continues to dwindle down.
Yeah, but also funny enough as well, talking about semifinals, now that I mentioned it, if you look at the semifinal results, because when is the semifinals again?
If I'm not mistaken, just only real quick, as I totally am just looking through DMs right now because I remember that someone messaged to me. I believe it is sometime early December. Just waiting on official confirmation, as oh my goodness, I have so many DMs open that I'm still trying to look for it. I know somebody messaged me about it. I apologize. I believe it is the weekend, November 29th. Thank you, Hershey, our wonderful streamer. Yep, November 29th.
Well, okay, there's a search function on Discord, you know that, right?
There is, but here's the problem. I forgot who DM'd me.
Oh my god.
Well, there was like 2 or 3 people I was looking for, and I could not find it. But yes, it is November 29th, which is right around the corner. It is about a week or 2 from now.
Hey, you want to know something really funny? Reload, if you want to know about Reload and Moonlight, Reload is 29th place, and Moonlight is 30th.
Oh, so they're right back and back. So yeah, this is their opportunity to kind of get those points. It reminds me a lot of kind of how CCA does their splits, and really just like these teams just like trying to get these points and being back to back. These matches could mean a lot, despite these teams we know being a lot higher caliber than just playing in your typical SOS. No, they're playing here for qualification in that Sendo Q final. And speaking of which, let's just jump into it. Of course, Duck Motif and Reload we'll be taking a look at, and we see Bandit on that blaster and a bamboo on the other side. We have a Clash Blaster and a bamboo here.
Okay, I gotta say, gold is just having fun. I'm saying this for real, but that's the main thing because if you don't know, already, gold is part of the Splatoon Toronto community. So shout outs to that, obviously, because we have to. But for the side of Duck Motif right now, we obviously going to see none of them in the back because that's actually going to be Reload actually in the blue, just actually going all the way and beating them down. With Umami Woods, actually they are going to be like Umami Woods. It's a snowbody map, and with this much aggressiveness we see from Reload right now, definitely from the decap as well. Like this is scary.
Yeah, it is a very, very difficult spot to be in, and Blue Eater on that decap, living up to their name, just going in, no hesitation whatsoever, constantly applying this pressure that you see that Reload is having a very difficult time just trying to get into Duck Motif, just having time running out on the clock for them to make this competitive. You see the chumps going in as well, all the pressure now on Duck Motif to at the very least get one of these zones. Goldilocks getting taken out. Now 3 members in total for Reload are taken out. Finally, something goes the way of Duck Motif, and they are able to breathe a little bit of sigh of relief, but that is a great start for Reload.
Is it kind of weird that I can say that they're kind of just having fun with this? Because you can see on Duck Motif's comp, this is not the real comp. Because we're seeing right now that we see a pencil and a brush, Red Shell and the pencil player from Duck Motif. That makes a lot more sense. But we see the pro, the regular pro, obviously not the Forge pro. That's a whole different suit right there. But that's gonna be for Trice to remember correctly. But also we're seeing the Clash Blaster. The Clash Blaster is one of the most spammy weapons for Peyton. And for these kind of maps, it actually helps as well because it actually can cap the zone in like 3 steps. So you can immediately get the range for it, and that we're going to be seeing immediately right now with the Zoom coming up from Ben as well, who is running the Clash Blaster, by the way. They are helping the team go all the way through.
And you see a similar story of what Reload did earlier to Duck Motif. Duck Motif doing it right back at Reload, constantly applying this pressure. Blue Eater finds one onto Reload's there, but 15 ticks left, 10 ticks now. Timmy with that Reef Slider could be the thing that flips the zone, and it needs to happen soon here, as they will use it on this left side, helping clean up that kill onto Kai, and Reload back in business in mid. But both sides have traded really, really tough blows between one another. First, it was Reload getting in control of that zone, never looking back, looking in potential knockout situations, and here, yet again, Duck Motif was able to get back in. And speaking of getting back in, as I'm speaking right now, Duck Motif back in business in the zone, of course, with that lead and with that crab.
Yeah, with all of that, they're going to be going back in, but also with the bus coming in, coming soon with the Tetanus missiles a bit. Oh, okay, that Tetanus missile is a crab. I think that is Tetanus missiles, but no, that's Wayne, actually. I fully lied. That's going to be going all the way through with the crab from Kira, actually. Yeah, thank you for the save for that, by the way. That's going to be playing more defense, because where they were right now, they were actually playing super aggro on it. And also, as well in general, for Kai on defense, so they were in a really aggressive spot too, to just poke anyone, which you see them do, but Demi turning to abandon the Clash Blaster of all things as well. Actually going to help them push a little bit more, but Kai actually playing more aggro, really going in for sneaky gold.
Really being that last play that can maybe get something going. 2-for-2 trade will be had. Just Kai left in the side of Duck Motif, but Reload doesn't have the players available to get control of that zone back, and Duck Motif bounced back really nicely from what looks like a very scary opportunity for Reload to continue their Cinderella story. I mean, opening things up with Reload potentially 100-0ing Duck Motif would have been an absolute crazy start for them in this set, but luckily for Duck Motif, they were able to rally back, get back control of zone, get in a monstrous push of their own, and pretty much just hold the line from there. Of course, like you mentioned, this isn't their typical comp, but still really impressive to see they can still flourish on these weapons. But it is best of 5 territory now, so longer sets to be played. Still an opportunity for Reload to make some noise here, as they have in these previous games, in the previous sets so far in Great White. So only time will tell to see what happens on Spot Zone's Crab Leg.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, like into the roster of Duck Motif as well, Kira is actually a substitute for this team because Drift is not here. And you saw earlier another player called Tsunue Princess Tenchi. They were a sub as well. So we are going to be seeing a sub coming in from Duck Motif. Actually, maybe Drift did come back, and Kira is going to be subbing out. But we saw Bandit won the Clash Blaster. That's not their usual special right now. We saw that. We thought them. Maybe they might run it again. Maybe not. But this is Crab Like Capital. There is grades on top, so you might not want to run that unless you like, Zuka more. Maybe that's doable. But what do you think, Rocket?
I mean, it does look like on the side of Reloaded is the switch for I Missed coming in now. For Crab Leg, like you mentioned, Great is not where you want to stand. The Clash Blaster could be a very funny choice just because of how Blaster does really nicely with these ledges, could poke away at these players. But the main thing that Reload needs to do is continue more of that aggression. I feel like they got a little bit too ambitious near the end of their hold. They went a couple players down, and in these higher ranked matches, they will be punished for that, just for the sake of Duck Motif being able to recover really nicely, knowing that they don't have to really rush in and are able to get in one retake, and that's all it takes to really kill that momentum for Reload. So if Reload is able to somehow find a way to continue that momentum that we saw they're very capable of doing at the first about 30 to 45 seconds of Umami, we could see one of those maps just completely shift and have Reload control it from start to finish.
They just need to lock the heck in. That's what
yeah, pretty much is what I'm yapping about. Yeah,
yeah, basically, in the TLDR. They just need to lock the heck in, and we need to see those reef sliders come in and snap every single time, like rotating every single time. But I don't think we have that anymore, funny enough. I think that was one of the players on Reload who got swapped. So it's gonna be really funny that we do still see from Timmy, but now we're gonna be seeing from what?
You just saw it. the double sniper coming out from Duck Motif. You have a Kai on that pen for the cooler and a respawn Punisher E-leader for Duck Motif as well. I mean, if there's any map to do it on, it's Crab Leg Capital, where you have so many sniper sightlines, but let's just say it's not going to be a fun time for Reload to attempt to push into these, as Kira on this left side trying to create that crossfire for Duck Motif.
Is it time to just make the facade a little bit and say that they're trolling? just a little bit. That we can just say, like, bloody, they are obviously trolling, but it's for no reason at all, because we saw at the start, in the first game, they locked in. And they're really locked in, but now, because of this bad mode combo, BC and the Grace, that the two snipers are just having fun in the snipes. You can't really aggressive it unless you do have the 10% that we see from Reload right now. We see the, reef side that's going to come in. It's on the Crab on the left side corner coming in from Gold. That's going to be one man Bandit, and they do win that. And actually, we see Bandit change from the S-Blast, not a Clash Blaster. So that actually might change the cup a little bit too.
You also have, though, 3 players going down in total for Reload. Just Goldilocks on this left side. You have the Pain, and you have Red Shell going in with that Octogrush, shutting them down completely. Zipcaster also available for them, and Duck Motif constantly still applying this pressure. Can Red Shell find an additional 2? They will at least find one onto I Missed, as Goldilocks, this other charger on the side of Reload, not exactly having the best time fighting a 2v1 in this long-range fight. Now the players jumping in as well. 5 ticks left. Not a lot of time for Reload to make something happen, but here come all the specials right on cue for Reload to at least show a little bit of life. Finally in control of the zone, and finally in an opportunity where they don't have to push into 2 sniper sightlines.
But the thing is, if they don't have 2 sniper sightlines, they have a bow, which the bow is technically still alive a little bit, but they actually came back in the respawn. And I'm talking about the Reload spot, because they are actually going to try to act all the way in to do the best of their ability to do anything, which they do, and they still have the zone cap. They you see the key decap on the left side getting sniped out, but also we do see the Octopus on this side battling Goldilocks actually, but actually they are going to be failing and jumping up. But now we're going to see Duck Motif coming in back in, and we see again Kira and Kai and the Booyah from Bandit just having fun, just holding on to the middle. Bandit just getting sniped of gold for no reason at all, but just because of the walls, aka they just tried to trick shot and failed. But we're going to be seeing right now Gold still getting some pretty good trick shots with the Crab as well, with that coming in along, trying to go for the snipe on Bandit as well for Rich, and they do. That's going to be huge for Reload coming back in.
Yeah, really nice shot coming out from Goldilocks, but yeah, you see Duck Motif not really taking themselves seriously here as they continue to move forward. This is where an opportunity could present itself for Reload. Something, of course, the weakness of having 2 chargers is pushing in, but not if Red Shell just immediately eliminates 2 on the Zipcaster. It has been the major problem for Reload, really dealing with Red Shell, but as soon as I say that, the rest of the members for Duck Motif go down. Red Shell finding one onto Goldilocks. Can they find a second onto Timmy? They will, at least helping a little bit, as Duck Motif may find a little bit of space, but not if I Miss on this right side. Hunkers down, 20 ticks left on the clock, time running out. Not a lot of specials to really use here for Duck Motif. None the wiser actually anyways. Kira going down pretty early makes things really dangerous. And yep, this is kind of what you expect for a double charger comp, not being able to retake, but being very strong on the hold. Reload will take it even now, 1-1.
So now Dr. Motif locks in, surely they lock in now. Surely they lock in now. Because from what we saw, just at the end, it's just for Reload, they got the shots in. They needed to do what they needed to do. So now the Dr. Motif knows that they can play well, just like game 1 is not a fluke. They better lock in, because this could go all the way to game 5 if you want to do it. Because like this, the Museum del Fascino, we see it's a giant square with a spinner in the middle. That's
right.
Wait. Is spinner still exist in here? I don't remember. We never played this mode.
It does.
Okay.
I'm like 99% sure. I'm like 95% sure.
Show how much we play. So how much we play Splatoon Splat Zone's Museum of Fascino on Zone.
Listen, it's cursed, alright? Listen, it's cursed. But I believe there is a giant spinner in the middle. But yes, hopefully Duck Motif will actually lock the heck in and actually play weapons that, you know, we typically expect them to do, typically expect them to really dominate on, because Reload is no scrubs, don't get it twisted at all. Reload almost got that 100-0 knock-on in game 1. They were able to recover really nicely in game 2. Now, of course, they literally played 2 chargers, but hey, you gotta keep that momentum going, right? And this is the momentum that they could potentially need to continue in Museum, but I really would be a really betting man. I'd probably bet my house on the fact that Duck Motif won't run double chargers again. At least that's the hope. But it is another map that comp could theoretically work, as much as it kind of pains me to say, just because of the sniper sightlines that you have. Maybe Kira will stick on that E leader, or we'll see Bandit being the one that kind of sticks on that charger. Who knows? I don't with Duck Motif. They have really given us a bunch of curveballs so far.
Well, okay, at most we can see a double slosher comp, because we've been seeing that recently in the last week or so for Padding Pool. So yeah, we could see that coming out again. And because this map has a spinner, the double slosher comp for the tri-strikes is going to help them a lot, actually. I think I'll be capping his own melee. And because, again, of the spinner, you might get a little bit trapped trying to go to the middle or trying to swim up all the way through, but then get killed because you can get immediately rolled by one of the players. Or even by the brush play by Red Shell, but we'll see what funniness we see from Duck Motif as we're gonna be coming in winning. Okay, someone called TCS. Someone called TCS.
It's not the weirdest comp. Okay, I can see the vision here. You do have a lot of poking ranges. Kai being that one exception, really being the bum in all weapon, but Reload sticking with their guns, sticking with what they have. Really, the only minor change, I believe, the Frozen Pro now coming out for those Tenon missiles could prove to be a little bit dangerous for Duck Motif, but pretty much, yeah, an entirely different comp coming out from Duck Motif here with the Explosher as well, the Vapor favorite, if you so say, but Bandit being that player. Leader and Timmy looking for the pick, and they do find it here as Reload will take that first control zone.
The funny thing is about calling TCS as well, because if you look at the Dapple player as well, that's a very rare play that we can see, and with that coming at school as well, they're going to be going hyper aggro all the way through. We're going to be seeing them holding onto the zone, and basically we're seeing it like Red Shell. They're really on the plat. That's what we want to see from Duck Motif right now. As they go for a headshot on Gold, trying to go for another one. Almost getting I missed and Timmy as well, but Timmy with that kind of, you know, that kind of slosher trying to get for the range. They don't, unfortunately, but they still have Bandit alive up there. They need to kill both of them to just hold some security.
Yeah, there's a lot of space being created by Duck Motif, and you have them showing kind of their flexibility on weapons that you don't typically expect to see people play multiple of. Kai finding 2 on that right side as well leaves Reload in a 3-down situation. You have all these beacons here, such an annoyance to deal with. All of Duck Motif on this right side just daring Reload to make a move. Reef not even close yet, as you see constantly Kira poking away at this left side. Timmy no space to really operate with here, as 17 ticks are left. You do have I Miss going on a nice flank, finding 1, but they are quickly shut down by Kira. Luier there as well with that decap, trying to make a little bit of a distraction. We'll find that 1-for-1 trade, but Duck Motif locking it down so far. The last hope here, maybe Goldilocks to get something going, but as the final ticks go down, as the final players go down, it does look like Duck Motif will secure that one, and even on very unusual weapons, they quote-unquote locked in. Now 2-1 set so far, but honestly, if they keep changing up their random comps like this, it might as well just be as efficient as going to that Splatoon bot and just doing /RW3.
Honestly, I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Literally. But in truth though, like with them getting this kind of comp and trying this kind of comp as well, like it did help them even more to fund the PS on going the double sniper comp. They weren't able to get anything in. But for this round, we saw that the Dapple doers, they were able to play hyper aggro, like really hyper aggro all the way into the base, and that's what they enjoyed a lot because we saw the rest of the team come up as well and just snowball like Umami Ruins.
Yeah.
And that's what they actually wanted to do in the game one, but because of the comp and because of the pushing that we saw, they weren't able to do that. But now that we got to see them do that, we know that they're scary and they were able to lock in again. Like they might be messing around a little bit lesser than we know before because that is a Splatoon 2 comp of all things, honestly. I'm being so real.
I mean, you still see the mechanics really show a lot, and you still see the fundamentals show a lot, despite of what whatever weapons they play at this level. These players already know what the deal is, know everything that there is to creating that momentum, and we see exactly why with Duck Motif running that comp. You saw the jumps constantly to that top spinner, the quick specials in unison. You saw that crab leaving reload, no space to really operate, constantly being chipped by all these players. It's just that constant leaving reload with no options that we've seen Duck Motif do on both of their victories, and not only that, just knowing altogether where everyone is on their team, just saying, hey, we have enough players where you can take those risks in the enemy spinner. You can take those risks, maybe lose a gunfight, but hey, we'll come back. You will have players, we'll have 2 players in the zone to hold off that reload counterattack, and we saw constantly, time and time again, reload unable to get control of that zone. So now the potential decider in this match, Splat Zone's Robo Ramen.
They might do it again, honestly, for sure. They might, but honestly, from that quote, they might do it again. They might be holding on to the middle and just waiting for Reload to come back in, and then hold on to that pressure in the middle of all things. Because in Robo Ramen, it is literally just almost like ship check cargo. It's just a straight line with a zone in it, so we can see it's almost like a Tetris piece of all things as well too. So we are going to be seeing for the side of Duck Motif finally to lock it in. We do see a double roller comp, but it's the annoying roller comp. We do see the vacuum and we do see the planes of roller. And the planes of roller, if you remember from Splatoon 3 and from Splatoon 2 as well, very annoying, but it's really technical. So with that, we're seeing them going all the way through, and we're going to be seeing that was a slam dunk and a half on the side of Bandit with the back roller. Yeah. Yes,
and that is a blade wipe in favor of Duck Motif, who got a 3-down situation off rip. Reload going to that same comp that didn't find them success, at least a bit of success in that first game. Goldilocks taking this one-on-one against Bandit. This flings so annoying to approach because it's basically fighting a Dynamo, managing to find a escape route out. Through that super jump, you will find a 1-for-1 trade happening on the right side, but Reload knocking out everybody except this gal, just leaving them no space to really operate. But Reload do have control of the zone now. This is exactly where they thrive. You saw, again, reminded of that game 1, but here's a quick 2 down as soon as I say that for Reload.
The jump scare, the playing them, which is huge as well, coming in from them. But we're going to be seeing now the back coming out as well on the side of the Motif. No one's going to be spotting play as much problem, but for the back, if there is a time limit as well before it just out of space, and it did. But there is 2 down for the side of Vila, 2 down for the side of Duck Motif because Blue Eater in the corner, which someone else did that just got killed off, is unfortunately not going to be secured in the zone. But we're going to see a leap side for Timmy coming out very soon. But if we're going to be seeing Kira actually going for single, maybe go for the double after watch will come out. They do get Blue Eater, also getting triple on gold, and maybe the quad right behind that, but no, that's going to be a triple on down as we're going to be seeing Duck Motif staying in the base.
Strength from Duck Motif. You really have 3 out of the 4 players, everyone except the Pen, really being able to have their own individual pop-off mechanics, or just pop-off moments where you just go in and you have to worry about them. Something that Reload really has to do. That's the strength of Duck Motif, really having those multiple weapons that can find 1 or 2 players, and you see exactly happening right here. You see that Decav, or I believe that Dread, getting jumped by both rollers on Duck Motif, just leading Goldilocks, trying to find the evening picks. You will find one onto Bandit, which will help out a lot as the chumps are loading here in control, but I mean, it's just all oppressive from Duck Motif, which again, and we mentioned it in the break before this game, that has been their strength, just constantly applying that pressure.
Clearly just a pressure and aggressiveness that they know they have overall because of being so known to this game ever since like the S2 days basically. It's showing how much unk status they have and the terms of the mechanics basically.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be seeing them actually trying to go for the tricky shots here in the corner, definitely from Bandit. Unfortunately they don't get the full kill, but they do get a 60 on that. So that's great for them, but we're gonna be seeing the 52 cal get immediately demolished by the pencil. As for the time remaining left, that's gonna be the V-Star coming out and also not capping the zone because why not? Because of Splatoon, but also with the balloons, I forgot what they call for some reason, they are able to capture the zone even more. And we see that the whole zone in blue, but the zone next to it, the drop, the pathway of the catwalk, let's call it that. They are going to be slowly getting painted blue by the side of Reload, but Duck Motif having it back coming in as well, and the missiles coming out soon. It's going to be a big pressure for them.
Timmy with this Dread coming in, maybe getting something with that Reef Slider, but Duck Motif, they yet again find that 3-player down situation. All things considered, Reload have responded pretty nicely into just the quick aggression and been able to counterattack a lot better than they had in that previous first game. It's just been a matter of trying to find these picks, just trying to stay alive because of Duck Motif and how aggressive they can be. Goldilocks finding a nice opportunity to get some paint onto that zone. You have the rest of Reload jumping to them as well. You saw Timmy jumping in. Now you have that Glue Eater on that decav going in as well, potentially just completely flipping the map to where you would normally expect it. Now Goldilocks on that opponent elbow with the chumps as well, just continuing applying that paint. And with a minute left, this could be the opportunity that Reload needs to maybe get some stability here, because that's just been their main weakness. Definitely constantly applying that pressure. Yeah,
but the main thing though that we saw from Gold right there is they did a sneak attack. Basically, you don't expect anyone to do that kind of sneak attack because you expect that everyone is going to be bunched up all together to actually capitalize on the zone altogether. But from there, that sneak attack finally did show its worth. Everyone seeing for Reload actually go in and get a triple, basically getting a wipeout on the side of Duck Motif with only 15 seconds remaining and no specters at all actually from the side of Duck Motif. Other than that 52 guy going in for something, but no pin on the zone at all. That's going to be an instant cap right after because of the 52 and Rachel on the plates coming in as well too, and Khan on the back end to help them so much with 15 ticks remaining. We're going to be seeing they can get the zone back.
And you have Timmy constantly painting over with this Dread. Reef Slider available as well now. A hefty penalty points being put onto Reload's plate. You will have to counteract this counterattack that's coming in from Duck Motif. You have 1 or 2 more team fights really to go, and here comes the Vac to open things up. Pen finds one onto Timmy. That Reef Slider no longer in play, no longer in use, but even 2v2 will be had until, of course, that Vac popped onto zone as Duck Motif will secure it in a 3-1 set. What looks like a very surprising opportunity for Reload to make it a little bit scary for Duck Motif. If that Gale had won that fight on the right side, we'd be looking at this at a completely different story. But to be expected by many, we'll be having a Moonlight Duck Motif grand finale here in Swimmer Sync 208 coming up.
Yeah, but honestly, the effort from Reload, like, they did really well. Even if we saw, like, Duck Motif playing 2 different weapons every single time, but 2 of the regular comp. The 2 of the regular comp shows that they know about, I guess, a brush, and one about against a pencil. But the other 2 weapons, like the 52 cal, the Dapple, the not Google, but it would be funny if it was Google, the Clash Blaster, the S-Blast, the bag with the roller, I forgot what it's called, the Big Swig, that's what it was called. Like all of those different weapons are all different mechanical styles that we saw from, from Bandit and from Kira, but Reload was able to almost play it all the way through on all of them and counteract with them. Even if Duck Motif was having fun, they were training Reload to play against them. So that's good for Reload because even beforehand, they beat AUNTIE 2-0. That's a pretty good result right there anyways too. So for Reload, GG's, you're on 3rd place match. You can beat that and get 3rd place there. But for Duck Motif, like you said, Rocket, they'll be moving on to against Moonlight.
Yeah, so the expected matchup, but kind of like you were touching on a lot, Reload, they have a lot to be proud of. I mean, to kind of wrap around at the point of, like, Duck Motif was throwing everything that's random at them. You saw, of course, the double charger. You saw the you saw the Clash Blaster, and I believe I saw Red Shell on Crabla Capital on Octobrush, and then immediately switch over on Museum to Ballpoint. I mean, like, you can't predict that. There's just a lot of different comps that were just thrown at Reload, and props to them for making pretty much every single map close. Like, all 4 of these games were really close. Reload was able to lock in and get that game 2, but in game 3 and game 4, Duck Motif just proved to be that slightly better team. Just a game of slightly small missed opportunities, especially on that Robo-Ramen match. So a lot to look forward to for a team like Reload, but enough of this building of suspense. It's Moonlight and Duck Motif. This really needs no introduction. You could basically think of this as a North American League match, pretty much. That's basically what this is.
Hey, can we have the Mono Junior? Can we? Like, can we just let them play all junior and be funny? Because, like, this is the one thing as well. This is all zones, and
yes,
because it's all zones and not actual all map mode combos like Turf War. No, you know what? Let's have them play Turf War. Let's have them practice live on stream with zones and Turf War.
I mean, hey, this is a scrim. I mean, we're just spectate. We're just 100 people about just like between Shadow Stream and this stream just being a. I'm just watching them scrim. I mean, this could be the exact moment you really have for them to just maybe flex their muscles, but this match has a lot at stake as well, potentially. Like you mentioned earlier, they're back and back against each other in terms of those points for this NOQ final. So this could be...
Actually, for Duck Motif, I don't think they qualify for the NOQ finals. I don't think they are actually qualifying for NOQ finals at all. But for Moonlight, again, they were 30th and 29th was Reload. So
that's right. Yeah,
that's the funny thing. Moonlight, they're grinding to try to go for NOQ finals, I think, at this point, because they're running out of time and they want to go back up there. Well, for Duck Motif right now, they most likely might be doing that too, but at the same time, they might be just having fun. Because it's been a while, and like you said, Rocket, as well, too, they're passing for the North American League finals. That's what you were talking about, because they both are in the top 8, so they need practice.
Yeah, so this will not be the first time or the last time that these two teams will face off against each other. And I'm sure the incoming times will mean a lot more, but hey, this could be some bragging rights, just saying, hey, we did beat you in that SOS. We do have that little leg up. Of course, they will both teams will be gunning for that North American League Championship crown of this, of course, because I'm sure, as we all know, both these teams have plenty of tournament wins. Plenty. The resume list goes all the way down, but maybe a little bit of a cherry on top, so to speak, maybe on this little rivalry here, as we'll be looking at Macomart as our game 1.
Yeah, and the funny thing as well, too, is just this is, again, zones only, and everyone knows why everyone loves zones. It's because it's equalized. It's basically Turf War, but more connected to a square, or a rectangle, or some kind of Tetris shape, because why not from Nintendo? But the main thing is, it's very more battle coordinated than objective coordinated, like tower control, where you need to run a tower every single time, where Rainmaker, you need to hold onto a object and that can stall you a little bit, and you have to aim like a Trizuka, or even like Clamblitz, where you have to play football. Who likes playing football anyways these kind of days, even though it's football season? We are going to be seeing just a war come out on the Macomart. We are going to be seeing just back and forth. We're going to be seeing sneaks. Like Motif be funny. We are just going to be seeing all-out war from these 8 players, or 10 players, technically, because of the rosters.
More importantly as well, we'll see Duck Motif actually lock in, hopefully. I mean, okay, look, if we see a double charger again, but this time against Moonlight, I'm not sure what to say anymore. I mean, there is a map to do it on Barnacle and Dime, wink, nudge, but wouldn't imagine it at all. But, I mean, if these two teams want to get a little goofy, then let them get a little goofy here, but... Again, wouldn't imagine that they would at least take this a little bit more seriously, just for the sake of, hey, it was a little bit scary against Reload, and Moonlight, to Reload's respect, Moonlight is a very tough opponent to attempt to do that again. So, really cutting their chances there if Duck Motif really goes back to that. But we kind of know the weapons to expect. I need to refresh. I did take a look at Moonlight's comp earlier. It was the typical, of course, Omega on decav. You have the you have the E-Leader, you have the Zap, really being a well-rounded comp, all things considered, just multiple different ways you can really initiate, and Duck Motif, to their credit as well, have shown a lot of life in what they can play. So if Duck Motif does use that to their advantage of saying, hey, we can play all these weapons, let's see what we can bring at you and see what works, more power to them.
Yeah, but again, like you said, with them all, but basically everyone knows each other. Like the main thing is they all are in the plus server, I think. So like,
Yeah.
who knows? They are all friends. That's the main thing too. They are all friends and they know each other. Who knows what could be happening in there? They could be like on plus server saying like, oh, we want to do random weapons? Sure, we can just play all of that for fun. Or they all play the same weapon as well. That could be fun as well too. They could do that because again, this is a weekly. Even though you can get 72 points off this, most likely, if I remember correctly, I'm going to check the site on this right now. Yes, you can get 72 points off this. So for the side of Moonlight, if they want to go for 72 finals, this will be the place to be. But the main thing is, with this being a weekly, this is just a good time to practice or just to have fun for these top level players. So possibly we might see the funniness from Duck Motif. Maybe we see funniness from Moonlight, where they actually lock in, or in all sense, we go to game 5.
Yeah, which is the goal. Hopefully we will have some tense fights, of course. The stage is set for a weekly, like you mentioned. It's not the North American League Championship. But, I mean, hey, if we get on this game of 5-game show, then we will be in for a treat. But it does look like, at the very least, just taking a little peek, it does look like Moonlight will be going with that typical comp that they do run, so they will take this seriously. So, fingers crossed, maybe Duck Motif will take this one seriously as well, as they should. Let's just get into it. Game 1 will really tell us everything. Let's take a look at Duck Motif's comp, and it will look like that is a serious comp at the very least. Unusual one nonetheless, but it is a serious one with Red Shell on that Ninja Squid Octobrush, with the Kraken one in particular.
Okay, no, this is not an unusual comp. This is the comp that they want to win. This is an actual comp. We see Kira on the... Okay, we never mind about Kira. We just see Bandit get a headshot. Okay, sure. You want to take the attention? We're going to be seeing Bandit with the E-Leader actually battling against Basil's practice E-Leader, but they swapped off Pencil now. Because we see the Western team from Moonlight, we see the S-Blast, we see the decap, and we see the Bubble Zimmy again. Somehow that's getting popularized, but because of just the pain output and because of the bubble like we see in the zone right now, that's going to help them a lot. But we see Moonlight just very spaced back in the zone.
Yeah, you see that a lot, and that's a really important point that you mentioned about the Zimmy being brought in more and more. I mean, you typically expect, at least not even a couple months ago, you had just V-Splash and N-Splash just being the predominant support painter, but now with the rise of this bubble and how useful it can be, we saw how useful it was in a previous set that we commentated. Just the placement of it on these stacks can be very, very annoying to deal with, causing all these specials to have to be utilized. Moonlight going in, saw Omega finding a couple as well, at least causing that distraction, and a great opportunity for them to continue scoring points, as Kira does have a crab to utilize, which will open up the door for Duck Motif to get in a retake, but can't Moonlight hold on?
And they do actually look like they can hold on, but the Kraken actually is going to be helping with support from Kira, actually getting the kill off of Mega, and that's going to be just 11 kills left remaining. Surprisingly, the zone didn't get counted Duck Motif at all, just mostly because of the rain that came out, but now they finally do get that. And actually, to confirm by your statement, Market, actually with the Zemi, it's not because of the bubble and more output use, because last time we saw as well, for the bubble, Junior was the better weapon for that, but now we don't see that anymore because people know how to counter the bombing count, and we're going to be seeing more pit battles with it in general. I was going to see Bandit actually pummeling up the kill whale for all things as well, just as I said that. So Moonlight is falling back. Well, falling back in a 50% manner because we see Sneak on the left side from Omega and from, I think that should be the S-Blast, yeah, Shadow, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Omega trying to get more of these fights on the right side as well, but it's constantly being pushed back. This isn't about the even gameplay that we expect from both these sides. Moonlight, though, does have that point total and the advantage with control of the zone as well, but quickly being taken out. Kai finding one onto Shadow on that left side. Nolan jumping in as well, trying to support out their Pen player, which is doing really nicely as they do find one onto Kira. Fighting this right side, not expecting Red Shell. Omega going in as well, but it is just fighting back and forth what we expect. Bandit taking some pot shots. Now some space though being created from that Zimmy bubble on the left side, not only being used as offensive but now defensive tool as Moonlight tries to load in their attack.
Yeah, Bandit hitting actually the bubble twice just actually didn't kill them at all. That's why we didn't see the kill marker at all. So we're going to be seeing right now with Duck Motif actually going with the crab, getting the grenade bomb going to the side of Red Shell actually. So that's how they got killed by, in the sense of nearby the zone. But we're going to be seeing a lot more on the right side, on the stack on the side of Moonlight, with the kill of the Booyah bomb as well. That's going to give them a chance to come back in.
Yeah, Omega trying to find the 4th one onto Kira as well, but they smartly back up, trying to live the fight another day. But so far, back and forth, of course, will favor Moonlight with that big lead, 10 points compared to 41 points. Not counting the penalty points in total, Omega doing decaf things, finding the shark, could potentially threaten the crab that Kira has right now, but they do have a bodyguard in themselves. But Omega causing so much havoc, finding 2 splats on that backside, could have completely opened the doors here for Duck Motif to just not have the room to operate. Moonlight now has so much space to operate. And Omega's still back here, finding another one, finding a second one onto Kai, and finding the 3rd splat, completely opening the door for Moonlight. And yet again, a second flank that was left unchecked leaves Moonlight with a resounding knockout victory in Game 1.
Is that a clip?
That is a clip. That is a clip.
Oh god, god. Just wait for Omega's Twitter. That's gonna be positive on the blue sky very soon. But the main thing is for just that sneak just shows how much confidence they have if they see Duck Motif being distracted on that kind of mode, which in favor for this map as well has that chance. But there is more of an opening spot that you can see if someone's sneaking. So for Duck Motif, they need to find a way just to do that again, but better. They need to find a way to be aggressive, but better than Moonlight, that Omega and Shadow and even Nolan get shut down.
I mean, I quote you on what you said earlier. They just simply need to lock in.
True.
And especially this time, we see how dangerous a flank left unchecked can be. Now, obviously, in any level of Splatoon, completely ignoring a player and just leaving them unchallenged will prove to be very dangerous. And especially if you do it to someone like Omega, who will find those opportunities. And we saw it right there. The more impressive part, I think, is getting those first 2 kills to begin with, to find that opportunity to force Duck Motif into a tough spot. It's like, all right, do we force the fight against Omega to force out the decav, but it will cost us a lot of time, or do we all go on that right side, all dive in together? And they chose that latter option, but Omega, timing was perfect, immediately was able to create a flank, immediately able to crunch with the rest of Moonlight, with Basil, with Shadow, with Nolan. All of them were all fighting Duck Motif in a closed environment that left them no room to really work around, and that's exactly why we saw Duck Motif immediately all get splatted.
And the funny thing is too, the Olympic Glaze more of a Mega who did actually won on the decap. The main thing was the aim. That was actually just like really good aim in general, them getting the snaps on that. So if we see that again on this, they can actually cap the zone, because aiming straightforward on the decap actually caps the zone a little bit, just like Basil on the pencil. They can cap it together technically, because you can see already on the first slash, they did a little bit of ink paint already there. But we see Bandit in the corner trying to go for a set on Basil, and for anyone in general trying to go for Shadow, but unfortunately because Good's not getting the shot. I think we'll be seeing right now as well, with the bubble coming out immediately too, and that's going to be one of the nicest scout plays, aka Nolan coming in and getting the first kill.
Yeah, Nolan switching over to the 96, and on the other side for Duck Motif, a pretty much completely different comp besides that Octobrush. You have the ZNF for the strikes, you have that Forge Pro for the Booyah Bomb, and the Zap, of course, to counteract not having a pencil for that cooler as well. But Moonlight, yet again, a strong performance to start off. Omega almost to a bubble as well. We know how dangerous they were at that beginning. 48 ticks left. Here come the strikes, though, from that ZNF, coming out from Bandit, and that is a quick zone flip in favor, with Red Shell finding one into Omega. Really nicely done, doing that little dance and weave, leaving Basil no room to operate, and has a quick 2-for-1 trade with Duck Motif now in strong control of the zone.
Yeah, they're going to be seeing Motif actually trying to get back in the zone again because Moonlight was able to get a little bit of paint on the side. But we see Omega immediately going straight for the slash right to the body of Kira, but getting immediately slashed right after onto Bandit. But actually, Red Shell to do a little bit of dance on the crack because why not? They're like to be a little bit goofy on the but getting a solo kill right there as well for a little bit of fun there. And getting jumped down out immediately too, just because they can do that. But we're going to be seeing the Red team for Motif just staying alive in general. That's what they want to see. But you don't want to see like Nolan on the right side bound to kill it. They don't want to be locked out solo, and they do get the kill confirmed. So with that, we're going to be possibly seeing another stalemate in the zone.
See a lot of individual plays from these teams that when you try an Anarchy, you're getting splatted immediately, which you can't try. But the difference here is they can get away with it because they are just that good mechanically, both sides. I mean, you saw Omega rush in and find one, but then Bandit is immediately there for the response. The reason why Bandit is able to hold these aggressive positions with that Z and F is because they've just hit these really nice shots. They know how to hit the shots, and they're able to cause that pressure, which causes Moonlight to respect that pressure and counteract with their own aggressive plays with Omega going in aggressively. You see Red Shell going down immediately though as Moonlight with that 4v3 advantage. Now the go time is immediate. Shadow with that bubble in zone as well could secure this one, forcing out their strikes from Bandit. Still on that right side, still left uncontested, and could be a thorn in Moonlight's side as they have not been able to clear it out. Now finally with the Kraken being able to move forward and now without penalty points to worry about as well. This could fast flow into another Moonlight victory if Motif aren't able to get the specials out.
Yeah, but unfortunately for Shadow, we saw them try to go for the left corner. Unfortunately for the Zemi, it's not like a ball point spotting or just a regular spot that can hit his edges. And they unfortunately just got a little bit of tappy shots, but that actually scared Motif to go back a little bit and just stay in the corner. But we see Nolan finally going into contention, getting a triple at the end for fun, because they saw the opportunity and they ran with it. They weren't scared at all. They didn't back down, and we see Moonlight go up to the
Again, I bring up that point that I made. The reason why these players are able to make these aggressive moves is because they have the mechanics to do so. It was Omega on game 1, and almost like poetry, game 2, another triple, this time coming out from Nolan on the left side, completely shutting down any hopes of Motif making that one secure. I mean, I was expecting this one to be a back and forth as well, and it was, but it doesn't look like it to be in the sets as Moonlight take an early 2-0. Now already knocking at tournament point here on Barnacle in Dime, but yeah, it is a tough spot to be in on Motif. Maybe you got a little bit too silly with what you're trying in. Now, if there's any time to lock in, you might want to do that. I know some people in chat want to try to bring out that big swing comp, maybe bring out some different comps, but I mean, with a strong team like Moonlight on the other side, you need to find that counter.
Honestly, for Motif, I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like I remember Kira wanting Carbon Roller back in the day. I don't know if this is correct, but I feel like I know that they did it long ago. If they want to try to go for that for Super Aggro Comp, this might be the map to be in at, because we saw the left sneak and the right sneak. We're most likely going to be seeing Omega do that for sure. Nolan might be doing that as well on the 96, or they might be doing the S-Shots because of the Booyah, because remember, this Barcode time, the big square in the middle. And also a little bit because of Reef Slider Cheese. So we are going to be possibly seeing that again, or maybe we might be seeing Reef Slider Cheese in general, who knows. But the main thing that we can see from Motif is this is the equalizer map. This is the map that we can see if they can come back and go straight to another square, or it is GG's.
I compare this map. This map is there's a lot of similarities, I think, to Ship Shape, just being a very open map. You have that just really difficult. You have those flanks on the sides as well. So there's a lot of flank opportunities, like you mentioned, Omega being able to create so much presence in themselves just by existing. And with 4 players being able to do so on the side of Moonlight, you just got to find the answer for Motif, who will stick with a very similar comp. Again, the only minor change, Kira is switching over to the Frozen Pro, and Bandit going with the E leader this time, as per norm on Barnacle and Dime, which is a Sniper 7.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, Bucket, it's kind of weird that you say that this is more equalized, just like Shipshape Cargo, because in Shipshape Cargo you have more lever to it. But for this map, the leverage is just at your base. Well, as you can see, just in the middle, it's just full on flat, and the flatness did go to the side of Duck Motif a little bit because of the Winter Pro, with the Pet which is coming out once again, but the bubble from Shadow perfectly paced in time so that it doesn't affect him at all. The cracking from Nolan as well is going to be perfectly timed, getting the kill off of the either, aka Bandit, most likely getting the kill off Q immediately, getting off Shadow as a third option as well. So Red Shell, the rest of the team from Duck Motif, wherever they are back in spawn, trying to come back in a matter of seconds.
Moonlight, strong beginning again. Can the lightning strike 3 times in a row where they can applying this pressure that Duck Motif is unable to respond to? That is the major question. But with 2 players down in total on the side of Moonlight, Duck Motif maybe have found themselves an opportunity. Red Shell on that flank will find one, only has to settle for that as Omega is there with a quick counter. Still fighting, but eventually taken out by Kira here, and with just 3 players down in total, the missiles are out. Kira trying to find those remaining 3 players. You have Nolan being taken out on that right side as well. So a little bit of a tricky situation to be on Moonlight. You're fighting into superior numbers here. Red Shell with that Kraken as well, as it does look like Moonlight looking like they are going to lose that lead. Unless you do see them advancing with this bubble, they will able to save that zone with the quick specials coming out from Shadow and Nolan, but so far it has been dead even as Moonlight will successfully get that retake.
Well, enough talking about the quick structure coming in from Nolan and from Shadow. We did see a cracking coming in from Red Shell as well, but they decided to try to go for the kill and not chase Nolan on the zone because they actually were equally timed. So if Nolan actually went for the chase there, Nolan would have been dead. But on the side of Duck Motif right now, we're going to be seeing them still stay all the way back. And CK will actually get killed off screen because of, I think that was Nolan that was still in the base, actually getting the shot all the way in. So with 20 seconds remaining, no penalties at all other than the missiles coming in. What do you think will happen, Pocket?
I mean, Duck Motif has to go in soon or else they lose this match. It's as simple as that. Time running out, Wavebreaker being used. Kraken will not be used here because you don't have enough paint, and still, yet again, no paint was able to be had onto the zone just because of how far Duck Motif was able to, or how well Moonlight was able to move Duck Motif all the way back into that base, and in a bit of an abrupt fashion, that is a quick 3-0 in favor of Moonlight. So looking very poised. They seem to have gotten a lot of practice already in just asserting dominance here over Duck Motif in a quick 3-0 fashion, and very strong from start to finish despite what Duck Motif had for them all games.
Honestly, this is what can we not expect from Moonlight, honestly, if they aren't this strong. Like, it's going to be questionable if they even lose a point in some tournament events, but the main thing is just for the side of Moonlight, like, again, it's what we expected. They are one of the top level teams that everyone wants to watch for. Definitely like Nintendo wants to watch for right now, as we're going to be seeing them move on in the North American League, and Duck Motif as well. They're going to be moving on to the North American League as well. But for this tournament, they win 3-0, and in the actual tournament itself, they only lost 1 point in this entire event, and they lost it to C16 in round 1. And after that, they went on a full-on sweep. So GG to them for Moonlight. For Duck Motif, you had your fun. But that's it for ya. You go battle Moonlight again in the NA League. In all modes, by the way. Not only zones. We know that you're both strong in zones, but if you want to lock in, come back next week. There's another week of SOS, another time to practice all modes.
Yeah, I mean, that might not be their strengths, and that might not be Duck Motif's strengths, but it was clearly Moonlight's strengths here, just constantly. Again, I keep wrapping back around to the point of they have all the game changers. You have the players that are able to get these just opportunity opening plays, and we saw it on Game 1 and Game 2 back-to-back, wonderfully illustrated by Omega and Nolan just back-to-back. So, enough stalling. GG's, and we will see you in the next SOS. Of course, as always, Jorian, where can people find you?
Well, honestly, Rocky, you go first. Or, you know what?
All right.
If Hershey's a mic, where can we find Hershey? That's the true question.
Hershey, can you speak, or do you want me to speak on your behalf? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Because we have the unique case of having technically 2 streamers. Nope, Hershey does not have a mic, unfortunately. I will speak for you. Okay. Hershey, where can the people find you? I don't know your blue sky right off of rip. I apologize, or if you had one, but Yep, you're gonna grab it. Cool. So as I
it's it's funny enough. It's SPL Hershey.bsky.social.
Yes. SBL, do check it out. You'll find me at Rocket1 Blue Sky. Joryan, you can find him at Joryan1, I think. Or
it's Joe Ryan Blue Sky, not Joe Ryan PT1, because that's my Twitter handle. And who uses Twitter anymore? So
not me.
Yeah, like that makes sense. But the main thing though is, again, if you have Moonlight and Dr. Motif, come back next week. Come on, it's practice finally, and it's practice % points because after this tournament for Moonlight, they move up slots, and if they want to go back in the SQ finals, they have to grind this even more, like SQ. They need to grind that to get all the way to the finals. So maybe we'll see them next week. Maybe not. Maybe it's just practice for them in overall, like every other tournament should be. It's practice. So yeah, that would be it for tonight. Bucket, do you want to say it off or?
GG's Moonlight. We will see these teams definitely a lot more in the coming months, and these following up tournaments will be the best by far to end off a wonderful year of 2025. But enough yapping. See y'all next week. Goodbye.
Remember to clean your rugs.